Mike, what do we have here?
These are, well, the title, of course, tells you exactly what you got. The Bigfoot Observer's Field Manual, and this was created by Robert Morgan a number of years back. He marketed it originally on his own website, pretty much exclusively, and then recently Idlewild Publishers picked it up. Pine Winds Press, I think, which is a part of Idlewild, and they put out this CD. He originally put out a cassette version of how to understand and get up close to a Bigfoot, and then they recently did it as a book, and then they went back after doing the book, and then went ahead and re-released the cassette onto CDs. So it makes a nice set now. And when I first got the cassette version of this and heard it for the first time, I enjoyed it so much because he's got a sequence in there where he takes a reporter out and proves to him that he can give him a Bigfoot encounter on demand because of his knowledge of how to go about this. And they go through a reenactment of that occurring. So what he indicates is that he was interviewed on this man's radio broadcast, and the guy has a hunter's show, talk show for hunters and so forth. And so he kind of called him on and said, okay, so you know how to go out and find a Bigfoot and relate to one, have a close encounter, well then prove it. Take me out and let me have a close encounter with a Bigfoot. So he said, okay, you're on. And apparently he went out and did exactly that. And so they went into a studio, and Robert's got a lot of talents and quite a bit of writing ability. And so he put together and wrote this nice little radio reenactment of that event. And I listened to that account over and over. I enjoyed it so much. I used to put myself to sleep at night listening to this. So it's worth it just to hear that. But beyond that, this is absolutely, in my opinion, a Bible of how to meet a Bigfoot. The closest thing that exists in print that I've seen. I think that Robert has got it figured out here, and it's all pretty much logical. You think in terms of an animal being in a certain place and then how to predict where he's going to be. Well, the way you do that is by studying the animal and studying the place where you think they are. And that's exactly what we've done here in Santa Cruz in the past 6 years. We set up our museum, we opened the doors, and when we did that, people started coming in and telling us where they've seen a Bigfoot and when. And then we started marking a map with the sightings, and then we started going out and following up and going to the places where they'd been seen in the past, and sure enough, we record screams there or find other indicators that they're still there. So that's pretty much what he explains how to do in this book. And it's very logical, but there's some wonderful little tidbits of information because, of course, he's had a lot of personal experience doing this. And there's lots of things that he's going to warn you about and tell you about that you're not going to know ahead of time unless you have done it yourself. And there's some great information in this little book. So I would highly recommend it to anybody that wants to go figure out where he might find a Bigfoot and then be able to actually encounter it.